undefeated. Undefeated. Who do you think that you are? When I tell y'all that I run things, y'all better believe me. Spin the earth on my finger like round ball. I'm a globetrotter. That's easy. No lie.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? So this is going to be a response video to the one and only John Boxing. I mean, I got to give props to the man. He comes up with intriguing topics, and I can't help but want to chime in on them. So he basically asked the question to the YTBC, what do you like in a fighter? That's basically, that's not exact words, but I'm paraphrasing. At least that's how I interpreted it, is what do you like in a fighter? And I have to say, as for me, what I like in a fighter actually differs. And what I mean by that is, I like the trash talkers, but I also like the guys who talk absolutely no trash and just basically say, hey, I'm just gonna do my thing in the ring. I don't need to say anything out here. You know, so I like the outspoken and the quiet equally as much. And one thing that an outspoken fighter and a quiet fighter actually have in common, or they can have in common, because it's not necessarily the case, but what they can have in common, even though they're polar opposites, is that they are genuine. And that's actually what I look for as far as personality is concerned. That's not the only thing I'm going to talk about, but the first thing I want to talk about is the personality of the fighter, okay? I don't mind the trash talkers. I like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is very entertaining when he talks. He's very charismatic, you know, and some people might not like it because you got to keep in mind, it's cultural differences, okay? He's a gypsy. He's from the UK. A lot of people in the United States don't like him because of his personality. It's just cultural differences, all right? Not everybody from around the world is going to act like an American, okay? So, but I also like Sean Porter because Sean Porter talks absolutely no shit. He, you know, even if his opponent is talking trash about him, he's not going to retaliate. You know, I don't think as far as mic skills is concerned, he's not charismatic, but he makes up for it for what he does in the ring. And he's a nice guy. I like nice fighters. There's nothing wrong with being a nice fighter. You know, Anthony Joshua is like that as well. You know, he's had opponents who have talked shit about him, and after he knocks him out in the second round, they're interviewing him in the locker room. He's like, I know he's just doing that to sell tickets. I respect him. And, you know, I like fighters like that. But I also like I said, Tyson Fury jumping in the ring, getting in Deontay Wilder's face. That makes it exciting. So the question is, are they genuine? You know, if that's genuinely their personality, and yes, I know to an extent, when they do that, it is to, you know, help build a fight. But it is also part of their personality, you know? Because if it was always just to sell tickets, then Sean Porter would do it as well. And so would Terrence Crawford. You know, these guys who don't really say a whole lot on the mic talking shit, you know, they would be you know, you would see them do it too because it sells tickets, you know? So, as far as fighting, I mean, I really like, and it's actually the same thing, in the ring, are they genuine? You know, if they are defensively sound, I don't want to see them go in there and try to be offensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have to be offensive. It is hit and don't get hit. But the first part is hit. So, and same thing with a slugger. I mean, some guys actually like to get hit, and they don't mind it, you know. So they go over there, and it also depends on the opponent. I mean, I was listening to the Gods of Boxing Talk, and if you haven't checked them out, check out their channel. Their videos tend to be pretty long. It's two guys that talk about boxing, and their videos are pretty long, but at the same time you get a lot out of them. So that's what I like about them. That's what I like about, you know, channels like Thunderdome Boxing Talk. You know, when I'm doing something and I want to listen to Boxing Talk, I'll listen to Thunderdome, or I'll listen to these guys. And the Gods of Boxing Talk, I heard them talking about Luis Ortiz, and how they were saying, you know, they were talking about how Max Kellerman was saying, you know, that Luis Ortiz would get knocked out by Deontay Wilder because he basically saying that he's not defensively responsible. And they were saying that they don't believe in that because the reason why he was letting Tony Thompson hit him is because the punches weren't hurting him. So he didn't care that he was getting hit, and he was just looking to get the knockout himself. The punches weren't hurting him, so he was gonna take however many punches it was gonna take for him to land that one punch that was gonna knock Thompson out. So, and they were saying that they don't believe he would do that against Deontay Wilder, and I have to agree. It was a very good video that they did. So, but if you haven't heard of the Gods of Boxing Talk, definitely check them out. But anyways, back to what I like in a fighter. So you gotta take advantage of your strengths, and of course you want to mask your weaknesses, and that's why I can't help but also like Ward. Okay, because a lot of people get the wrong impression that I'm not a Ward fan, and in actuality I am a Ward fan, but it's certain things that he's done in his career, the way that his, you know, there's just certain things that I don't like. Just because I like a fighter doesn't mean I can't criticize him. Even Shady Slim was like, oh, I can't believe you criticized Keith Thurman. And I was like, well, it is what it is. Keith Thurman is one of my favorite fighters, but fact of the matter is, he should have had at least 1 or 2 fights by now, even before the Porter fight. So it is what it is. I still like Keith Thurman. You know, I'm still Thurman Army. It's just, I call it how I see it. So, and that's the other thing I like, is I like knockout power. Some of these guys, they like to talk about, I can't stand rock'em sock'em robots and blah 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 blah, and then they're okay when Deontay Wilder knocks somebody out, which I'm a Deontay Wilder fan as well, but I like knockouts. That's why I like Triple G. I'm a fan of both of them. So, but you'll have people who will criticize a fighter for one thing, and then another fighter, for whatever reason, whatever their motives are, they like it when they do it for whatever reason. So, but me, I like knockouts. All right, I do. Especially you know, late at night. If I have to work the next morning, I want it to be a short night. So please, somebody knock somebody out. And it makes it more exciting. You know, I feel more satisfied when somebody gets knocked out. And don't get me wrong, I don't want any fighter to get hurt, but at the same time, it is entertaining. It makes for a good and shorter night if a fight ends in a knockout. You know, I like for every fight to go about 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds and then end up getting finished. So, you know, it's like Keith Thurman says, I want the judges just to have the best seat in the house. That's all I want. They shouldn't have to worry about anything else. So, those are some of the things that I like. Please feel free to make response videos, and please feel free to leave comments. Tell me what you like in a fighter. I mean, I'm not gonna criticize you just because you like different things. I'm just interested to hear what you like. and maybe there's something that I forgot to cover. I'm just going completely off the fly. So just let me know what your thoughts are on, you know, what you like to see in a fighter, whether it be their charisma, how they carry themselves in the ring, how they carry themselves out of the ring, how they carry themselves in interviews. That's one thing. I'll see. It's funny because I'll be on an Ellie Setback interview video, and I especially see this with Keith Thurman. This is probably the most I've talked about Keith Thurman in a video in a long time. But if you go to an Ellie Setback interview with Keith Thurman, there will be a whole slew of comments. This dude talks too much. He talks too much. He talks too much. And it's like, you honestly can't tell me that when you press on an Ellie Setback interview that you expect to see a fight. All right, if you don't want to hear talking, why are you looking up interviews? It doesn't make any sense. Well, actually, I know why they do it. It's just because those are what you call haters. All right, there are actual haters who they look for any excuse to talk shit about somebody, like somebody's not supposed to talk in an interview. So, but anyways, that was just a little side rant. But yeah, just let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you like in a fighter. Some people just like only defensively sound fighters, and that's fine. Some people only like rock'em sock'em robots, and that's fine as well. Some people like a little bit of both. Some people like boxers. Some people like punchers. Some people like boxer punchers. Some people like all of the above. Just let me know what y'all think. Anyways, if you're a subscriber, or you just listen to my videos, or you just so happen to stumble upon this video, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Undefeated.